I was going through my water brush collection, and yes, it has grown into a collection of water brushes. Some that I use for different reasons, not you know the usual or the recommended kind of way to use water brushes. And I found myself in that predicament because all water brushes are not created equally. I thought I had, maybe I threw them all away. I was looking for the packaging for these aqua strokes. So I can't find the packaging for the aqua stroke. So I'm just gonna push on. So these were the first brand of water brushes that I tried, and I have been in me preparing for this mixed media starter kit video series, and this is video 14 in the series. Please definitely check out the others if mixed media is your jam. If you're looking for like recommendations, some new tools, my thoughts on some particular items, or topics related to the series, definitely check it out. And so, one of the things that has come up, and I think that this particular connection to why I like certain materials came up during the chunky material video. And I talked about sensory and the sensory aspect of the creative process and why I'm noticing that I like chunky materials. And I talked about the feeling of chunky materials in my hand, how it allows me to just automatically be intentional about, how I'm making the marks, but also like where I'm holding, the tool. If it's chunky, I have more of likelihood that I will hold it more loosely, and then therefore my marks will be more loose. And I am finding that sensory, the way that something feels in my hand, is super important. Hey, and so this brings me to this conversation on water brushes and why I lean more towards a water brush as compared to like a regular paintbrush. And I do have a video up in the series, in the Mixed Media Starter Kit series, where I talk about the paintbrushes that I have and why I chose those particular paintbrushes. And it's all about sensory. The ones that I choose, the paintbrushes that, the traditional paintbrushes that I traditionally use are ones that have like velvet touch or like satin or, let me see, let me show y'all one. Hold on one second. Like this one has velvet touch in the name, right? And it has kind of like this silicone handle. The other velvet touch paintbrushes that I have, the shaft of the paintbrush has like this satiny feel to it. And so I think that there is something to my creative process, and like I said, sensory. Like the material needs to feel a certain kind of way in my hand. And if it feels a certain kind of way, and meaning like, I guess, soft to the touch, like not hard, you know because it's interesting, like most paintbrushes, the shaft is pretty hard, it's not comfortable. And I'm a heavy-handed person, and so yeah, like a softer material or chunky material, like that's helpful. So water brushes. So I started off buying these aqua stroke water brushes, and these aren't cheap, okay? First of all, these are not cheap. If I remember correctly, I think these range from like $8.99 to like $10.99, depending on, like what kind of water brush it is. If it's like this one, which is like a flat kind of chiseled head as compared to, let's see, do I have a round one here? This is a smaller one. Um, right? And so depending on like what your preference is, oh, here's this is an aqua stroke too. Right? So like depending on what the tip of the brush looks like, it can kind of range in price. And so these particular aqua stroke brushes are separated from this group of water brushes because these are all broke. These don't work anymore. Um, they all ended up with the same issue, and that is, you can't see it right now, but there's usually a little black stopper that controls the water between the brush and when you push it. And all of them, that little water stopper has it shifted, it's moved around, it doesn't hold it doesn't. Can y'all see that? Can you see this little black piece that's round that keeps moving right there? It's kind of standing straight up. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be flat. But I literally all of these aqua stroke water. Okay, you can kind of you can see it now. See how that stopper is to the side? It's not supposed to be like that. Okay, it's supposed to be flat in here, and that's what keeps the kind of controls the water between where the water is held and then where the brush part is. And so these are those aqua stroke brushes. Child, trolls be killing me. If you don't care, why would you come in my live and then type that out? So I think that, yeah, like I've been using these aqua stroke brushes in a different way. I just use them like a regular paintbrush, right? Like I don't use the receptacle of water anymore for these aqua strokes. So that's how I've repurposed them. Okay. The ones that I really, really like to use are absolutely the more expensive ones. So this is a Kuretake water brush. This is a Pentel water brush, and then this is the Derwent push button water brush. And for the Derwent, this is what the packaging looks like. Okay. So I hate to say it, but the more expensive water brushes are better. Okay. I would definitely say this has been like my plan. So with any of my materials, I usually start off with the um affordable, certain kind of price range material so that I can test it. If I'm in the testing phase, if I want to know, do I like a flat chisel head water brush, or do I prefer more of, like a skinnier flat water brush, right? Like I'll buy the 8.99 water brushes to initially try that out and see. And so I know now that I prefer a flat chisel water brush. So yeah, so this is the Kuretake one. This one was like 14.99. No, this had to be less than that. This was 14.99. The Derwent push button one, And this was the large chisel tip, was $12.99. And then this pen tail, if I remember correctly, it was probably like $10.99. Let me tell you, out of these three, and these, I say that these are better than the Aqua Strokes because I've had the Pentel and the Kuretake one longer, and that stopper does not move. It stayed right where it's supposed to. It hasn't shifted around, so it's these water brushes are usable, right? Like I don't have to use them like these, right? Like a regular paintbrush because the stoppers have stopped working. This has become my favorite water brush, okay? This push button right here is phenomenal. Um I'm not squeezing, the receptacle. I'm just pushing this button and the water comes out perfectly. Okay. I don't know if I'll ever go back to but and again, the Kuretake and the Pentel, these are great. I would say these are definitely better options, or a better quality option from the Aqua Strokes, right? Because this is an Aqua Stroke too, and I've been using this just like a regular, like the regular water brush, and the stopper hasn't come out of it. So, I think sometimes with the Aqua Strokes, those sometimes you get some good ones and sometimes you get some bad ones. Like that's the best thing that I can kind of deduce after buying so many and trying so many and then them ending up basically the same way where the stoppers, are ruined. Um but the Derwent push button, this is just the regular Kuretake chisel tip water brush. Again, this is an aqua stroke that has a thin tip, round, thin tip. This one is working really good, but I don't anticipate it, to last all that long because again, they've been the other aqua strokes that stopper messes up, and then this Pentel one is really good too. It's kind of it's flat. It's more of a flat tip brush, right? In comparison to like this chisel, this chisel tip, right? So what those look like. So those are my recommendations. Those are the connections to kind of the sensory aspects of having a water brush. Those are my reflections related to the differences between these one, two, three, four brands. And like I said, with Aquastroke, I bought plenty of Aquastroke brand brushes, and the stopper always tends to mess up. The Derwent is my absolute number one favorite. This push button is great, but also the Kuretake water brush and then this Pentel. These are great too, and just a little bit better quality than the Aqua Strokes. Okay, so let me know in the comments. Hi there. Let me know in the comments if you use any of these water brushes before, what your experience has been with water brushes. Do you have a favorite? I definitely am down to try a different brand. But like I said, right now, this Derwent has my heart. Okay, this push button is everything. I'm gonna pop back on and do my favorite color pencils shortly.